Hey everyone, welcome to the video. So in this video I'm going to talk about HTML. HTML is a basic and a very big requirement for web development. HTML basically gives out the structure of a website. HTML will not give you the view, it will not give you styling. HTML will only give you the data and a structure. So let's start, and I have just opened here a simple HTML boilerplate code. In this, it's okay if you don't understand anything right now. We'll go through everything. The first line says doc type HTML. This says that it's basically defining that we are using which version of HTML. So doc type HTML is defining that we are using HTML5. So let me just show you the output first. For this tutorial I'll be using VS Code, folks. Feel free to use any code editor you want, but I personally like VS Code a lot, so I'm using that one. Yeah, folks, so see, we can clearly see here that here we have hash include and hey folks. Okay, so let me just explain it side by side. This is an HTML tag. HTML basically works in tags. There are elements which have element tags. Okay, so this tag, HTML tag, is basically telling that the actual code, the actual structure, is starting from here and will end before this tag. Each element tag has an opening tag and a closing tag. So this right here, HTML, is the opening tag, and this tag with a forward slash is the closing tag, right? And this is an attribute. Every element can have as many attributes as you want. This is a language attribute telling that this web page is written in English language, right? After that we have the head tag. The head tag contains all the meta info about the page. For example, the title. This title tag right here, it also has an opening tag and a closing tag. Whatever we write in between these, in between this tag, in between this title tag, it will show in the browser's title bar right here. As you can see, hash include. If I change it to hash include fam, FAM, see, it changes right at the very next instant. Okay, so that's the reason why web development is easy to learn, because in web development you can just start from the word go. On the very first day you can create a simple HTML application. That's very simple. Okay, so now we close the head tag and now we open the body tag. Body tag contains everything which will show on the browser, right? So body tag, here it's written hey folks, so it's showing hey folks. Okay, so with that done, as I told earlier also, that HTML works on elements. So a very basic and starter element, frequently used element, is heading tag. Heading tags are very frequently and majorly used. So, and heading tags can range from H1 till down to H6. So let me show you how they work. Okay, so I have made 6 headings of hash include ranging from H1 down to H6, and now if we open our server, see, this is the heading tag. This is the H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So this is basically the range of size that they have provided us. Normally we don't use H6 or H5, we don't use this, but we have it, so it's good to know about this. Next we have a P tag. A P tag is a paragraph tag. Everything that is written here will come up in a paragraph form, or a paragraph format rather, in the web browser. See, hey folks. So this was the heading and this is the P tag. So you can clearly see the difference of the text, the styling, right? It's bold, it's not bold. So a basic styling difference is there. Also a good tip note here that HTML is not case sensitive, but it is usually good practice to use lowercase, because if you will contribute to open source, then you need to read other people's code. You need to make your code readable. Therefore, it's good to use lowercase. Otherwise, it's not case sensitive. Now let's see a break tag. Break tag basically is it's an non-closing tag. This does not have a closing tag, and what it does is, let me show you. It brings a gap of about a line. It leaves a line. Break tag is used to leave a line on the body, right? Another tag that is useful and does not have a closing tag is the HR tag. So HR tag inserts basically a horizontal line throughout the view area, and if I just remove the BR, let me do it side by side. If I remove the BR tag, see, this moved up. So BR tag is basically, and now let me show you. If I insert one more HR tag, okay, so now we have two lines, right? And now if I use the BR tag, right, see, so this is a very good visual of what BR tag does. It basically leaves a line which was not very much visible earlier, but now it's clearly visible. And HR tag is used to insert a horizontal line. And these tags do not have a closing tag, so they can be used singly also. After that, we have is an image tag. After that, what we have is image tag. So the image tag has certain attributes which are mandatory to be used. Otherwise, you can't display the image, or you can't fulfill the purpose of this tag. So this tag has some attributes. First of all, the attribute is SRC. The SRC basically tells us where you are having the image source, basically, right? So let's take a chess image. Let's copy the image address and paste it here. Okay. And another thing that we should have here is an alt attribute. This is not mandatory to have, but it's good to have an alt attribute. Why? Because an alt attribute is basically an alternative. So for example, for any reason, if your image doesn't load up, so therefore you can have some text there, so that the user or the viewer knows that there was some image here which is not loading. And image tag is a self-closing tag also, right? So let's now load it. See, the image is visible. Now if I just tinker with the link, see, the image is gone, but what we have is an image image icon and chess. Why? Because I used alt chess. So it's good to use an alternative attribute. Why? The reason is in front of you, so that by any chance if the image gets taken down or image doesn't load due to the viewer's internet speed, or any case if it doesn't load, then it's good to know that there was some image here. Let's correct it. Yeah, so it's right. Okay. Another thing that we have here is lists. So HTML provides us with two types of lists: ordered lists and unordered lists. So let us see how they both work. First, let's see ordered lists. So the OL tag is used. For the ordered lists. OL, it's pretty obvious. Now LI. So LI tells this. So LI is basically a list item. So we can see chess, cricket, and football. So see here, it automatically added the serial number. HTML automatically added the serial number. I never mentioned the serial numbers. I just used the OL tag and the list items. Rest it did itself. Right. So it's ordered list. Basically what it does is it provides a serial number to every element. The priority is how you write it. Now if we see an unordered list, the tag is UL. Again, name defines it. Now if I just copy this whole list and paste it here, see, now as I use unordered list, there is no serial number, there are only bullets. So this is the difference between ordered list and unordered list. Fine folks. Then another good thing, another useful element that HTML has is the table tag. So what table tag does is, let me show you. To insert a table, we just have a table tag, table, right? It's done. We have a table tag. Now to differentiate between the table headings and the table body, we have two tags, T head. Anything we write in this part will become the head of the table, and then we have T body. So anything we write here will count as the body of the table. To insert a row, we use TR tag. Okay, so I think it's self-explanatory here what I've done. Yeah folks, so what I've done here is I've added 3 rows in the table head. So basically this defines that my table is gonna have 3 rows. And similarly in the body I have used TD. For the body to insert our data in the table, we use a TD tag which stands for table data, right? So I have used this TD tags in 2 table bodies. So it shows that we are having 2 columns for our entries. Right, let's see the output now. See, so this is my table head, table body 1, table body 2. So let's see how that works. After the table tags closed, we have a form tag. So a form, basically simply a form. So for a form tag we have certain attributes. For the attributes, so this is a form tag. So it's a form. So we want to take input in a form, right? So another tag we use is input tag. In the input tag, we can have various types. For example, if I just simply have here text, right? And then in the input, so what it will do is, let me just show you once. Okay, this is the, okay. Let's just see once what happens. Okay, we have a simple text field here in which where we can insert whatever we want. Okay, now what I want to do is, let me break a line here. User, and you land on my page for the first time. I've just created a gap here. So you want to know what to write in this, right? Obviously we can have, names, colon, and then this text field, which will tell you that you want to write your name here. But what another way we can do is we have a placeholder attribute. So what it does is, let me just show you. Full name, right? See, now this text field, now this form has a placeholder of full name. As soon as I click on it and I type something, that full name disappears. So that's only a placeholder till when you haven't entered any input, that will be displayed, so that you know that okay, I had to write my full name here. So that's the work of a placeholder. When you type something, that disappears and your name starts to input, right? So that's one way of taking input in a form. We have many such ways. I'll go over a few now. For example, let me just copy paste this a few times. Okay, we also have a password type. Let's go over it. So this is the second one. This is the password type input, right? So in the password type text type input, if you type anything, that disappears. And okay, let me just format it a bit. Okay, so I have done this, and let's see. I'll explain you more on this side, right? So yeah, so this is what I've done here is I have assigned the placeholders same as the type. So for the type text, my placeholder is also text. For type password, my placeholder is also password. So you can see clearly and you can understand a bit better. So this field has the placeholder text. We have already seen this. It will take any text you want to write. Fine. This password, what does it do? It takes input, it takes text input, but what it does is it hides your characters. So if you want to write a password, you don't want it to be visible, right? So you want to set the type of the input to password. Therefore, it will not show your characters and it will display some special characters. This is a checkbox. This is an input type of checkbox. Input type checkbox. What it does is, actually it doesn't require a placeholder. I've just written it for the sake of it. It's basically a check. So for a list, or for your preferences, or your what are your text tags, for any such kind of thing which you want, you can have checkboxes. And this is a submit. This is, see, as soon as I clicked on it, the pop-up appeared. Never. Fine. Yeah, so this was type submit button and placeholder was submit. If I fine. So this was a basic idea of form input types. We also have radio, we also have checkbox, we also have file, we have reset, we have many such types of input. Feel free to go ahead and check what each one does. A good way to check this is read documentation of HTML. You can read WC Schools documentation. It's very good, it's very helpful. And one thing here is that in this input tag, the attributes are very important. Attributes are type and placeholder. They are very important as they will only help you to change the type of the input. As in, you want to take text or password or radio or checkbox, you can do that, right? So folks, that was a pretty brief about HTML, what it does, how it's used, how to get started, about good documentation. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please press the like button, and I know you did as you watched till the end. I'll also bring you a CSS video in the next week, so please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the updates. Also folks, if you like the video, please share with your friends so that they may benefit from it as well. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.